Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. The end of our intimacy. Hello everyone. I've been a lurker on this forum for about half a year but can't keep reading anymore and need an opinion on my situation. I'll appreciate any feedback. Me, 31M, and my wife, 29F, stopped having any intimacy 6 months ago and I'm not sure what to do. Important information: we have 2 boys, one is 3 years old and the other one is 1,5. We're also in the middle of building a house. I'm not a person who likes to watch the world burn and I prefer to act as soon as possible to fix any issues, so I initiated a conversation with my wife. It was to find out what happened. I asked her, "Why did you stop talking to me, hugging me, kissing me? Why did you start to mind the touch of my hand on your body? Why did you stop having any form of intimacy with me?" At first she didn't want to talk. There was a very hard cover to break, but she finally opened up. What I learned is that basically I'm not enough for her. She's doing everything herself, she can't count on me. She is wearing the pants in the house. She is the decision maker. She is handling the kids. She told me I would be better alone. I'm an introvert but not a hardcore one, etc. It was pretty shocking to hear, but I accepted what she said and I told her I understand her pain and I will work on my behavior so that she won't have to be stressed about it. I love her so much I prefer to agree and not start a fight. However, I do have my own mind, I do have my thoughts that don't let me sleep sometimes. There is a massive red flag which brought me to this group. Her charges are far from true. That is my opinion, of course, but I truly believe I fit in the norms of a good husband. I'm working around 8 to 9 hours from home, but after that I take care of my boys. I play with them, feed them, take the older one to the swimming pool, put them to sleep, etc. I also wake up in the middle of the night if there is a need to do so. Aside from kids, I care about the household. I do the dishes, groceries, clean up a bit. She prefers to clean because I'm not that efficient at it. I take care of the car, things about the new house, etc. I do a lot to make her life easier. I do realize it's hard with 2 little boys. Thing is, I'm not a person who is proactive. There are people who can't sit for 5 minutes on a couch without thinking about what to do next. What to fix, what business to start, what chores are left to do, what to fix. Her father is like that. I'm not. Once a day is over, kids are sleeping, work is all done, house is cleaned up, I prefer to watch a movie, play some video games, ease my mind. I'm also not a person who could start his own business. I'm best at my field and prefer to be told what to do and do my work, but do it well. There are a lot of people like that and I'm not ashamed of it. I don't pursue any spectacular career, I don't dream of having millions in my bank account. I'm just a regular, people tell me good looking, guy who wants to have a healthy, happy family and earn a decent buck. I realized she started to have an issue with that despite being happily married for 4 years and happily together with me for 5 years before that. The talk happened in December. After that I started to work against my personality, which affected me in doing some proactive work like extra groceries, extra house fixes, basically not sitting on my butt in the evenings, no rest. She liked that, but it didn't change her approach to me, so I had to initiate the second talk. Seeing how she treats me, I asked her in the beginning, "Do you want to save the marriage?" She replied, "I don't know." Hard to swallow, but in order to continue I asked her, "Do you want to go to a marriage counseling?" She replied, "I don't know." Then I told her it's not a moment to don't know if our kids may have parents living separately soon. After hearing that, she agreed. So I had to find a therapist. She didn't show any interest in that. During the talk she told me some painful things like, "I married you only to impress my parents and married sisters so that we can be a big happy family and we can have beautiful children. I married you because I was enchanted, not in love." I also learned she had a meeting with her fellow priest and discussed our marriage. Anyway, I found a good therapist and we're now before our 3rd meeting. We learned that we have different love languages. I need touch, she needs work done. However, since the beginning of our counseling she doesn't give me touch, no hugs. After the 2 sessions I asked her if she liked it, how did she feel, and all she had to say was that she's uncomfortable with the fact she needs to share our life details with an unknown woman. When the therapist heard we're not sleeping in the same rooms for 6 months, she was shocked. My wife explained that it's because she's sleeping with children on the bed and there is no place for me there. The therapist replied that it is a very bad example for the kids not to allow a husband in the bedroom, and if there is no place on the bed, go to a damn IKEA and buy a single bed, put it next to the big one. I did just that, bought it, put it together, and I'm sleeping there now. Funny thing is, I still feel like I'm sleeping alone. She is far to the left, there are boys in the middle, and I'm far to the right. Since the beginning of the issue my wife changed her testimony a bit. She started saying that she's depressed because of sitting with the kids at home all the time. She told me she said all the things because she was too emotional, etc. I would never say anything like that under any circumstances to her, but I guess I had to believe her. She just recently went back to work and we hired a nanny. The only change in her behavior is that we started to talk. But I'm not only her friend, I'm also her husband, and there is no intimacy. It doesn't look like it's going to get better, no signs of it. She doesn't care about next MC sessions, I have to keep scheduling them. About the sex, she told me she doesn't need it at all and she's been doing it only because I wanted it. I felt like a rapist. She never was crazy about sex, we had it once a week, which is fine for me, could have been more often but it's fine. This year we had sex 2 times and both times it was pity, duty sex. One was in the beginning of Jan because I had a birthday, now I have to have a birthday to get laid, and the other after counseling when initiated, but she was just lying on her back, covering her breast and waiting for me to finish. That made me not want it anymore, it's not what it's about. When I bring the topic up she just says, that's what I am, if you don't like it just leave me. I don't know what to do. Please advise. TLDR, my wife stopped having any intimacy with me 6 months ago. What is going on? Suspicion. There was one situation when my wife tried to call her ex-boyfriend 4 times in a row at 10 p.m. She didn't talk with him but tried to reach him. I know that because we used to have an app with our 2 numbers saved and I could see incoming and outgoing phone calls for each number. After that I went nuts. Why is my wife calling her ex 4 times at 10 p.m? I decided to check her message on her laptop. Felt terrible, but for me it was justified. We're married, have kids, and she is acting weird. After calling him 4 times she wrote him a message, I'm going to keep calling until you pick up and talk to me as a normal human being. When I asked her about it she lied, she wasn't calling him, so I showed her the app and her outgoing calls. She had nothing else to do but to admit she did try to reach him. I asked her why and she explained she was calling back. Knowing that she also wrote to him after calling, I asked her if she wrote anything to him after. She said no. Then I showed her the message she wrote to him and she explained that he got drunk and called her, and started talking some mumbo jumbo. When she heard that she told him to duck off and hung up. Then she felt wrong about it and tried to call him 4 times because he wasn't picking up. Finally she wrote what she wrote. He didn't reply. I don't know what to think about it. It happened around the time she stopped being intimate with me. Her opinion on the situation is that for her it's not weird or bad that she kept it from me. It's not important for her. Thing is, any contact with an ex is a bad sign. It's unacceptable for me. Is she cheating? There has been no intimacy between us for 6 months, this is when the calls happened. I also posted on Dead Bedrooms yesterday and my situation is described in more detail there, but this post is about infidelity in particular. What is going on? Part 2. Update to my previous post. Thank you all for your insight. At first I couldn't believe how many of you claimed that she is indeed cheating on me. It was like some science fiction to me, something I would see in a movie maybe. Something my wife would never do. However, today everything changed, it became a fact. I feel stupid to be just another person like that, but I guess this is how life is. Now, I know I promised to call her ex and talk to her family, but I decided to take a step back and play it cool. Can you believe how easy that was? All I did is I install a voice-activated recorder in our car. Not even a GPS. It was there for just 3 days. She used the car to work and then she went to a workout and finally she called him or he called her twice. Don't know exactly who called who, but I heard every word. It was a video conversation over the phone. I heard all the stuff I need. Things about us, things about each other's life. They talked like me and my wife 9 years ago when we met each other. Same attraction, jokes etc., something I don't have with her for a while. Things about vacation planning, she wants to visit him this July. Wow. She gave him a time frame of 2 years to move back to our country. Jesus, I can't believe it. Now I'm after listening to an hour-long recording of this filth. There are some things I need to process, I need to meet an attorney next week etc. All I wanted to say is thank you. You opened my eyes. If it wasn't for you I would have never bought the freaking voice recording device. And to think I felt bad placing it in the car, my god. I will be updating. Right now I need to chill a bit. Keep thinking about my kids and what she has done. They started it in September last year. It took me 2 months to notice changes in her behavior. I will be taking care of my old father for an entire next week in another city. This means she won't be going to work for a week. Instead she will use my home office. This also means she will be talking to him in the office most likely. Would you place the recorder in the office for the next week or I have enough? Wife is in a relationship with her ex. Advice. Hi everybody. When the intimacy between me and my wife ended, I posted on Dead Bedrooms to find out what was going on. Then I posted on this sub about one situation when she called her ex 4 times. I received great support from the community, which led me to put a voice recorder in her car. Now I have proof that our problems are not caused by the reasons she tells everybody around. I'm basically not enough, she does all the work around the house etc. It's old-fashioned pure cheating. It started in September last year, so I'm out of the picture for a long time. The details are in my other posts, but here's the thing, right now she doesn't want to spend a moment with me around the apartment we rent. She always has some stuff to do and goes to her parents/aunts/friends etc. She even goes to sleep or just goes to lie in the bed when we put our kids to sleep, 1 and 3 yo. The recording tells it all. She mentions she loves him, that she wants to visit him and have sex with him. They talk a lot about his penis. She told him she wants to go on vacation with him. Also told him she will be his wife and that she'll leave me soon. She was even talking about his favorite S position, so yes, they had S, it's all there. Point is, she doesn't know that I know. Her family and friends don't know. They just think we have a temporary crisis. She is one of 3 sisters, Catholic, every Sunday in church. We live in a small town, 20k people. We recently built a house but it's not finished. I feel like she will file for divorce very soon. I can see she is suffering with me in the apartment and she can't handle it anymore. Her body language and total lack of any conversations shows it. She wants me out soon so that there will be some time when I'm gone, and then within 2 years, the AP will move to the small town to live with her in our house and my 2 little boys. In the recording she mentioned she gives him 2 years to come back to our country. People will understand that she needs a father for her kids and won't complain. The AP is her first boyfriend. They were together for 7 years before she married me. We are 9 years together. AP is living abroad but visits our country frequently. I refuse to be played like that. Now I have an attorney and will be meeting him soon about it. I can basically destroy her reputation by showing bits of the recording to anybody. Please help me with any advice. What do I do when she served me papers? Attorney says my papers need a month of preparation. I would never guess I would be dealing with a monster like that. Update: wife is in a relationship with her ex. Advice: this is an update to this post. Wife is in a relationship with her ex. I met with the attorney and learned some significant things. It turned out going the burn her world way would not be so smart. The reason for that is that we have kids and I have to co-parent with her for the next 15 to 16 years. Another reason is I have a lot of respect for her family and I don't want to get them involved in the divorce as witnesses. Also, I would not win over the kids because they are small and have to be with their mother in the small town 1 hour away from me in the capital city. I would be an every other weekend dad anyway. Finally, I would not have permission to sell our house because the kids need to have good living conditions and won't have another place to live. The place they live now is a property of her dad. It's temporary. As shitty as it sounds, it's the reality in Poland, Europe. After our conversation, the attorney sent her papers. They were set to be delivered right after Easter in Poland. It lasts 2 days here. It was Sunday and Monday. I faked it all at the table. Alcohol helped a lot. Yesterday, Tuesday, I had a day off work and I was taking care of my 1-year-old son. She went to work in the capital city 1 hour away. In the meantime, my brother helped me take all my stuff from the apartment and put it in his car. The postman delivered the divorce papers, actually an invitation to mediation so we could divide everything like civilized people and divorce amicably. The paper states that she is in a relationship with this guy, first and last name, and it's the reason the divorce will happen. The evidence I have will serve as a leverage when establishing child support, etc. When she entered the house, I told her that I know everything. I have irrefutable proof. I'm deeply wounded by it and she needs to contact my lawyer. Then I gave her the divorce papers and left to visit her parents. Of course she started asking what I know and how I know and denied everything. Her parents were in shock but believed me. I recorded it all just like my attorney ordered me to do. It started with my questions if they think I'm a good, caring husband and father. They approved and now she can't use them as witnesses against me in court. Like I said, they believed me, understood that it's a horrible thing she's done and she destroyed their, mine and our kids' lives. I thanked them for understanding and went to the capital city. In the meantime, I called one friend and he took care of distributing the news to her friends. 2 hours later, my brother-in-law called me and informed me that she admitted she's been cheating on me with the AP, but she didn't admit to actually having sex with him. He informed me that everybody is on my side and she destroyed our family. He told me her sister visited my STBXW and told her how evil she is. But in the end he told me that everything can be saved, that he also cheated on his wife, she forgave him and now they are very happy. Then her father called and also admitted that it's completely her fault and she doesn't realize what she's done. He told me the AP will never enter his house and that he will stop financially helping the STBXW. He even called the AP but he didn't pick up. In the end he said he believes it can be saved. Finally, her other sister sent me a text telling me that she fully supports me but again, she believes it can be saved. I don't like that at all because I don't believe it can be saved. I'm positive about it. I'm afraid they will cling to the fact that I don't have some sort of an escape of them and my reasons are not enough to leave her. I have recordings of her saying, "Make sure you'll last more than 3 seconds when I come visit you in Holland. I wonder if your dad's penis is the same as yours. You know what? I'll come to that woman and will ask her how long is your brother's penis and I will tell her how long is yours. I love you. I'm going to leave my husband. Please record yourself and send me a video. Your favorite position is doggy style with back straight. I'm showing you how your life with me is going to look like. I'm giving you 2 years to move back here. All that in connection with the lack of emotions towards me for 7 months. Furthermore, right after the confrontation she told me she never stopped loving him. This is proof enough to me. What do you think? Anyway, right now, like many of you mentioned before, she is crawling back. After her family confronted her about it, she is writing me texts like, "I didn't know what I was doing, I can't imagine living without you, I'm so sorry for everything I've done, I'm waiting with the kids for your comeback, blah blah blah." She also said that she didn't mean to tell me that she always loved him. I don't know. They make me feel like I jumped the gun with the divorce because I don't have the actual tape. They don't know that, all they know is that I have proof, and she is not admitting to actually having with him. It's believable because he is in Holland, but he would have visited her here. When the family sways you so hard. Advice. This is an update to my previous posts. In short, my wife and mother of our 2 kids, 1 and 3, decided to engage in a relationship with her ex for at least 7 months behind my back. During that time she lied to everyone around that we have a crisis, I'm basically not a good husband material etc. She had a plan to leave me, but I stopped it all by exposing her in front of all the family. She received divorce papers, and that was over a month ago. If you're interested in details, please check my previous posts. Many of you told me that now that the papers have been served, she is going to start crawling back in order to save her face in front of the family and to get me back because she needs a lot of help with our 2 little boys. It happened, she started writing to me on Messenger, but not too frequently. All of the messages were the same: I can't imagine my life without you, I love you and only you. Some photos of our kids and message, we're waiting for you and love you very very much. And that is it. It's been 5 weeks and she hasn't called me once and hasn't visited me once. She had many occasions literally driving by my parents' house, where I currently reside. Only messenger texts far and between. We also saw each other a couple times exchanging kids, and she didn't try to apologize or anything, just hi and bye. Her family started to communicate with me much more frequently. Her father called me twice. Her mother sent me a dozen texts with some links to Christian pages when they teach about forgiveness. Her one sister texted me and told me she's very sorry and it's all because my wife has been possessed by some evil spirit. Her other sister expressed how my wife ruined our family and doesn't expect me to come back to her. My brother-in-law even came over and took me out for a beer. He wasn't trying to be persuasive at all, just light conversation about what happened and what will happen in the future if I won't come back. Sure, he would like me to come back but wasn't pushy. Basically all of these talks were like, we can't believe she did what she did. We would like you to come back to her, but we understand if you won't do it. However, the day arrived when I made up my mind and my lawyer told her lawyer that I decided that I'm not able to forgive her infidelity and I want a divorce. My lawyer presented my terms of the divorce and now we're waiting for her lawyer's response. While I'm waiting for their answer, her sister started blaming me and literally told me that I'm going to kill this marriage. She stated very clearly that it was my wife who started all this by being very selfish, but right now she is very sorry, she's crying, and wishing she could turn back time. Now it is me who is selfish and who will kill the marriage by divorcing her. It is on me now because I could cancel the divorce and just come back to my kids. I wouldn't need to come back to my wife, just come back to raise my 2 boys. She told me how I'm full of anger and how it will just evolve over time. She told me I should just suck it up and continue living with my wife. She portrayed this divorce as my revenge on her, but explained that this is really a revenge on our kids too. I can't comprehend it. I knew, from you, that it's going to happen, that the situation is going to start shifting and her family will flip on me, but it's still shocking. For a moment today I felt guilty that it is all my fault, that my wife treated me like garbage for over half a year, that she decided to abandon me physically and emotionally, that she wanted to leave me. So yeah, they sway me hard. It's very very hard, but I won't change my mind, the divorce will happen. Seems like they now have this kind of narrative in which I'm the bad guy who is abandoning kids. I was thinking to destroy this argument by presenting my terms of getting back together, which she won't agree on most likely. I don't love her, but I would do it for the kids because I love them immensely. No marriage, just partnership, separate finances. She leaves her hometown and moves with kids to the capital city where I live. GPS in the car till she stops driving in her old age, daily phone check. All that after I get my 7 months of dates with random girls. I would also not hesitate to cheat during the relationship and don't ever tell her. If she finds out, there is no marriage anyway, I don't care. What do you think? It's just an idea, Nothing serious, I probably won't do it anyway, but don't have any other idea to shut the family's mouth about me abandoning the kids. In Poland, Europe, small children like ours have to be near their mother in case of a divorce. I can't have them. Since she lives in a small town 1 hour away from me and kids have their kindergarten and nursery there, we can't share them 50-50. I will be an every other weekend dad with all access whenever I want additionally. Sad and painful, but it is what it is.